Look at this goalie. Just watch. He's in his own crease. No way! He just scored in his own net! And wait, a 42-year-old Zamboni driver is winning an NHL game? These are the 10 wildest WTF moments in NHL history. Let's get into it. 10. The goalie who forgot which end he was defending.
Wall lost it, got it back for the pass, deflected down.
Who shoots with his right hand. He just tried to play this behind the net.
Charlie Lindgren!
Pheonix Copley, standing in his own crease, batted a shot straight into the back of his own net. The bench didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Then Lindgren took it further. So disgusted by the whole situation, he grabbed the puck and fired it directly into the crowd. Nothing says, "I am done with today," quite like that. Self-goals happen, but launching the puck into the crowd, that's just pure chaos. 9. The first goalie in history to score and assist in the same game.
Connor Garland off Besser's stick, straight!
Great launch to it, and almost dead center at the other end of the net.
Alex Nedeljkovic was already having a night. 40 saves, 2-goal lead. Then Buffalo pulled their goalie. A soft rim came around the boards. Nedeljkovic picked it up behind his own net and just sent it 180 feet on a line straight into the empty cage. His teammates went insane, swarmed him at the bench. On the team plane that night, they were chanting his name. First goalie in NHL history with a goal and an assist in the same game. The only one to score at all three levels: NHL, AHL, and ECHL. 8. A fight that spilled into the wrong bench.
Because of his penchant for putting the puck in the back of the net. Fully jostling with one another.
But you still was heading over to change.
Second period just ended. Both teams heading off the ice. Standard routine. Then Wilson and Anderson went at it and didn't stop. Kept going. Right past the boards. Right into the Washington bench. Players were reaching over each other. Linesmen dived in. Coaches were standing there with the expression of people who had definitely not been trained for this scenario. A fight doesn't always end when the whistles blow. Sometimes it ends when everyone involved is physically too tired to continue. 7. The night the most untouchable record in hockey history fell. Wayne Gretzky's 894 career goals stood for over 3 decades. It wasn't a record anymore. It was a ceiling, the hard limit of what a human being could do in this sport. Then, on April 6th, 2025, Alex Ovechkin scored number 895, and time stopped. Opponents stood at their bench and applauded. And then Gretzky himself, the great one, walked out onto the ice, shook his hand, in person, on the same ice. The man who set the record, handing the title to the man who broke it. That does not happen in professional sports. Except it did. 895 and counting. 6. The goalie who decided to throw hands.
Under the skin of Jordan Binnington. Here's the chance in tight. Great save, a second one.
I have one question for you here. Because there's head contact.
So everybody settled down, started to watch, but this boiled over the first.
Most goalies move side to side. Binnington apparently moves forward. After Corey Perry's skate clipped him in the head, Binnington made a split-second decision. Drop everything. Attack the man. Full launch. From the crease. In full goalie gear. There's protecting your crease. And then there's that. 5. The night a city went to war over a hockey game.
Marchand, second goal of the night, 4th for the Bruins. Kevin Bieksa gets the puck taken off of the wrong.
Studios 10 years ago this week. For the second time.
The Vancouver Canucks had clawed their way to Game 7 of the 2011 Stanley Cup Finals. The city had been waiting for this for decades. Then Boston won, and Vancouver burned. Cars overturned. Fires lit up downtown. Riot police closed the bridges. People were trapped on the wrong side of their own city. Dozens of arrests. Over 100 people injured. Streets that looked like a war zone. All of it because of a hockey game. Sports have the power to unite a city. That night in Vancouver proved they can tear one apart just as fast. 4. The Zamboni driver who won an NHL game.
Van Riemsdyk, the rebound off the stick of Ayers. It goes high. So he's been a spare goaltender in these parts.
Nice, Jim, but I don't know what you make of this so far tonight.
This is a miracle.
Both Carolina goalies went down with injuries. The league has a protocol for exactly this situation: the emergency backup goaltender, the E-Bug. That night, the E-Bug was David Ayres, 42 years old, kidney transplant survivor, the man who drove the Zamboni at the Toronto Maple Leafs practice facility. Against the Leafs, he stepped onto the ice, gave up 2 quick goals, and then stopped everything. Carolina won. Ayres became the oldest goalie to win his NHL debut in league history against the team he worked for. The most improbable win in the history of professional hockey on a Tuesday night in February by a Zamboni driver. 3. The empty net miss that still hurts to watch.
In the National Hockey League, and then the puck is turned over, stole
To Ryan Smith in front of Hemsky. Score!
He makes the move on Turco and
Dallas Stars, 2007, Patrick Steffen, alone, empty net. The game is over. The shift is a formality. He missed, completely, skated right past the puck, lost it entirely, and went down. Edmonton picked it up, skated the full length of the ice, and scored at the other end to tie the game. The broadcasters went silent. The arena went silent. Steffen went silent for what felt like a very long time. 15 years later, people still can't watch that clip without making a noise. 2. The puck that scored inside a goalie's pants.
Peasant gaining the line. He takes a shot, rebounds it. He's trying to move his knees to move it out of there. And Mike Smith is cheating like crazy. He's trying to...
Arizona Coyotes. Mike Smith in goal. Routine save. Puck deflected off his pad, vanished into the equipment. Nobody knew where it was, including Smith. Not realizing the puck had lodged itself inside his waistband, Smith did what every goalie does after a save. Backed up toward his own net to reset. The puck crossed the goal line with him. The referee saw it happen in real time. Goal called. Smith turned around, looked at his own net, looked at the referee, then looked at the net again. You could see him doing the math. Slowly, painfully, scored against by his own equipment, his own waistband, his own backward skate. 1. The goal that nobody saw, except the man who scored it.
Campbell holds the puck into the line. Has scored the goal. The Chicago
Game 6, 2010 Stanley Cup Finals. Chicago versus Philadelphia. Overtime. Sudden death. The next goal ends the series. Patrick Kane steps up. The shot goes in, lodged in the side padding of the net, invisible to almost everyone in the building. The Flyers bench doesn't move. The officials don't signal. The announcers go quiet. The entire arena is frozen. 20,000 people standing completely still, not knowing what just happened. Kane is already celebrating. Gloves off, arms up, skating alone across the ice. The only human being in that building who knows the Chicago Blackhawks just won the Stanley Cup. Then, slowly, like a wave, one person on the bench starts to move. Then another. The officials huddle, confirm it, and 20,000 people lose their minds simultaneously 30 seconds late. A cup-winning goal that sat invisible in the net, celebrated by one man, then by the entire world. The most chaotic, silent, then deafening 30 seconds in Stanley Cup history. The #1 WTF 10 moments. 0 of them make any logical sense. That is what makes this lead completely different from everything else in professional sports. Which one actually made you stop and rewind? Is there a moment that deserved to be on this list and isn't? Drop in the comments.